Jochen Hahn and Antonio Albacete. The two of them go flying through the right-hand side, then the left-hand side. Jochen Hahn around the outside, and Lucas Hahn, no father and son, come together on the exit of turn 1.
And the best thing about this is the fact that it's still a 15-minute sprint race. They've not extended the time of the race. It's still just like, it's going to be, what, 7 laps of start, I reckon, no?
Yeah. We get to the real nitty-gritty of motorsport. Cranstone and Smith are side by side for the title in the very final race of the season. As they go back up the hill towards the Schumacher. Nils Kor clips the back at 10. Simon Povey clips the side of Nils Kor. They go over the hill and Povey's around. Oh my god, that's going to definitely be the thumbnail when it hit me in the right direction. Thank you so much.
23 cars.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to the season finale of Formula CDM, the British Series, here from Silverstone, the home of British motorsport, of course. We're on the Grand Prix layout here this evening to complete the championship, and we're all looking forward to how we're going to get on here. We visited Silverstone earlier on in the championship, of course, on the international layout. It was super exciting when we did so, but tonight should be an absolute corker to finish the season off. I'm Chaz Draycott, delighted to have alongside me Dara Thacker in the commentary box. Dara, one more round to complete this one. Should be a bit of a corker, this, right?
Yep, and of course at this international layout of the Silverstone track as well, it's going to take a little while for these cars to work their way around the circuit. Expect some relatively big gaps in terms of the qualifying times, but it's a circuit that, everyone knows at the back of their hand. Maybe not in these cars, but most people here I think could probably do this track with their eyes closed. They
probably could, actually, yeah. It looks like at the moment that Sam Fitzpatrick's been driving with his eyes closed. It would do anyway if I had the right points graphic. If we change it to the right one, like that one, we'll see that he's got a big, unassailable lead at the top of the drivers' standings now. Sam Fitzpatrick is your British Series champion. Jake Cranstone and Lee Aberdeen, though, just 2 points between them going into the final meeting of the season, and they're both here tonight as well. Kevin Zemstra's not far behind, but he's ahead of Marius Hibner. Good luck to Marius in his final exams. He's not going to be here tonight because of that. Same with Victor Oliveira. But we've got Eric Manintveld fighting with Hoyland and Fretwell and Bailiff behind. Even Kenyon and then Clark and then Lewis Ward. They're all so close together, aren't they, Dara?
They are. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to develop, I think, on the final couple of races. You've got a couple of battles that, yes, not for the title, but the drivers themselves will take it upon themselves to have a bit of a toss. I think Hoyland and Fretwell are going to have a fun one to find out who finishes higher in the championship. Same with Cranston and Aberdeen. So, yeah, there's still definitely storylines to keep an eye on.
Yeah, there absolutely is. And an interesting storyline to keep your eyes on at home is the fact that, of course, we do have another Formula CDM Series coming up in the near future. We do have the CDM Clio Cup coming up before this, but the calendar for Season 4 of Formula CDM has been announced, and it's quite a spicy one over in Oceania. That's what it's going to be known as for short. The full name will be the Asia and Oceania Series, but we start at Okayama in Japan, moving down to Fuji without the chicane near the end of the lap. We then go down to Australia, to Phillip Island. We have a week off to enjoy the sunshine. Then we go to the Bend, which, well, if you've never seen the full layout of the Bend, then trust me, you don't want to. It's about 48 miles long. But we go to the international layout, which is a little bit more realistic in these cars. Then Adelaide, Yes, simply yes. Bathurst, which will be interesting. Then we go back up to Japan when it goes nice and cold, to Motegi on the full Grand Prix circuit. That's going to be a long lap. But where else to finish it, Dara, than Suzuka, right? What a brilliant place to go to.
Yeah, it really will be. And, I mean, it feels more like... It's called the Asia and Oceania Series. Really, it's the Japan and Australia, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. I think interesting to start at Okayama and Fuji, especially in these cars, and then Motegi is going to be fun, isn't it? And even Suzuka at the end of the championship. So looking forward to this.
Yeah, it should be really, really good fun. We are going to be looking at a similar point spreadsheet tonight than we usually do, just to make sure that we keep an eye on what drivers do what and who can score where. But practice has just come to a close. We have 15 drivers on the grid tonight, so a few more than we had in the previous round of the championship at Snetterton. But even then, Dara, we saw that we can still have a good scrap with even just 11 cars, right?
Exactly. And, I mean, we're not going to be short of drama tonight, regardless.
No.
I think, at this circuit. And it's wide. It's very fast. You're going to be able to go side by side pretty much anywhere. So this is basically going to be as good as it can get, I think, in terms of the racing that you see in these cars. And we've seen it all season long. You can race in places you don't expect. And this is a place you do expect to see racing. And, you know, the international loops saw wild side-by-side action all the way through. This is going to be just as good, if not better, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of big slipstreaming opportunities as well. You go down towards Brooklands. You've then got the hanger straight down towards Stowe. Even down the start-finish straight here into Turn 1. You know, if you get a good enough run out of the club chicane, then people are going to be getting alongside before Turn 1, and it's going to be a case of who's going to back out, who's going to stick with it. Should be mighty, mighty interesting. We are just waiting, though, for the first cars to make their way out onto the circuit, so all the drivers will get a set time slot to leave the pit lane and head out on track. Basically, we just have to wait for some of the drivers that are missing. They will not be filling their 30-second window. In the top right of the screen, though, you will see the championship sponsors. A massive thank you to ABRUZZI, the online e-commerce shop providing sim racers and flight simmers with the best hardware on the market. And FIREBAT GLASS as well, specialists in bespoke, ornamental and scientific glassware. We are very, very grateful to have the support of both brands on board. And Aidan Millward in the YouTube chat as well. Aidan, great to see you. Hope you're doing well and hope you're looking forward to a fun night's racing here to finish the season in Formula CDM. But there's not a lot going on at the moment, Dara. That's why I think it's going to be quite interesting when we get that first lap on the board. The drivers have got a bit longer now to just wonder what might be. They don't get to see other people doing laps and looking at their times, do they? So it's going to be quite different, this, where they all of a sudden burst onto the circuit.
Yeah. A little bit of a change up. Of course, you know, it's all professional, all official here at Silverstone, isn't it? It's not the not the little fun club stuff we get at up at Alton and Snetterton, but it was all very, very, very official here. Final race of the season as well. Got to make sure everything's sorted. Looking forward to seeing who can kind of find that edge. I feel like whoever can nail this circuit's going to find an extra half a second somewhere compared to everybody else, which it sounds a little bit crazy, but I mean, this is going to be a 2-minute pretty much lap, isn't it?
Yeah.
In these cars, so you know, half a second realistically isn't that much in the grand scheme of things.
That Marshall's making a weird noise, isn't he? He's really raring the flag to go, but it's Danny Weir sitting at the end of the pit lane getting ready to leave. And he's just holding the car on the revs, basically on the launch control, I think. I don't know if it actually has an active launch control, this car, but any second now, he's going to get moving out of the pit lane, and that'll be that. Oh, iRacing in your shadows. Oh, dear. Looks like someone set one of them on fire on the grass, doesn't it? Any second now, in about 5 seconds, Danny will get moving, puts it into gear, holds it on the clutch, and boom, away he goes. This is one of the best things about working with these guys as well, is that they are all so spot on with all the procedures with qualifying, leaving at the right time, making sure that this is choreographed to do exactly as intended. And it's safe to say that even since Formula 1, the Formula CDM Championships have all had fantastic qualifying sessions with this format, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and it's been good, I think, that we've seen it progress over time into the form that it is now, because focuses the drivers' minds. They get one chance at it. It's a clear time that they can go out. It's a nice procedure, as you say, and everyone's on board with it. Everyone backs up every week, it would look kind of messy on the broadcast, obviously, if no one was paying attention. But it goes to show these guys are involved in the championship. They care about the championship, and they are wanting to make this as good as it can be for themselves, because it works quite well, and I think they know that. And so to be a part of that is quite fun too.
Yeah, it's all sort of choreographed for entertainment purposes, and at the end of the day, it means that we don't really ever miss a lap. I think it was actually Danny's lap last time that we did miss, based on where the drivers were crossing the timing line to come out onto the circuit. But now we get to enjoy his cross-development red and white machine with the Lamba branding all over it. Does look like a sort of early 2000s Ferrari Formula 1 car with the white airbox and white wing and so on. But cross-development not having the most straightforward of seasons at the minute. Currently second to last in the Teams Championship, but in an interesting little twist, if they outscore Mirage Sport tonight by 2 points, well 3 points, they'll beat them in the Teams Championship. Blade Speed Esports and EMKA are also tied for 7th place. Hikawa Racing are only 6 points clear. Wave Racing Tech are 1 point ahead of Team Verde. So in the Teams Championship, we probably should be keeping a close eye on a lot of those, really.
Yeah, we should. And it is going to come down to the very fine margins come the end of the day. But it's going to have to wait for qualifying, really, to get a sense of where drivers are on the grid. And obviously, that'll change a lot in the opening 15-minute sprint race. And then we've got that longer 40-minute feature. But Danny is the first one to start his lap, and he's kept it nice and tidy through the opening couple of corners. Of course, he's purple. There are 5 sectors officially around this circuit, so Danny will have to cross through all of those, and this is the first lap that we're going to see in anger.
Absolutely. Matt Hoyland saying that EMKA are still pushing because he is the sole EMKA driver this season. I'm excited to show all of the drivers the new liveries as well that will be coming. A number of the teams are having a livery update ahead of next season. EMKA Racing with probably the biggest branding change any team has had since Formula CDM started. Hikawa Racing are also changing. There's going to be a big change on the Team Verde car, the Flaxen Sport machines as well, and Blade Speed Esports. So it's going to be another lovely looking grid next time out. But as you've seen, the next season will start near the middle of August. 12th of August will be the team draw. We have the CDM Clio Cup coming first. That will be on, well, in just a couple of weeks actually. It's 2 weeks until that starts, so I'm very excited for the CDM Clio Cup. But it's been done so that there's no overlap between the two series, so the drivers don't need to worry about turning up to 2 championships. But Matt's going to sign the contract extension for EMKA, it seems. This looks like a really tidy lap, this, by Danny Weir. I don't mean to sound surprised, but yeah, he's doing all right here, isn't he?
It's looked polished, it's looked accomplished. Let's see, through the final couple of corners, how close he's going to keep it to that 2-minute mark. I think he's just going to beat it, and should do about 1:59 or so when he crosses the line. A little bit wide out of the final corner, got to be careful. But in the end, does it count? I'm not sure it does count, because it's not appeared. Oh, there it is. 57.8. Took its time, but there it was.
Yeah, it did. So did I. Simon Price coming into the final chicane now, giving it a bit of a push in the Mirage Sport car. Really intrigued to see how that team battle plays out, actually. They're only 2 points ahead across development, and there's other teams separated by 5 or less. I mean, Blade Speed and the EMKA completely tied. Simon Price goes quicker by just 25 thousandths of a second. Considering how long a lap is here, that's amazing that they've managed to be so close together. That's brilliant.
Yep, and they've made sure that somehow we've got a gap of that closing of the eye.
Yeah.
Time.
I used that on the weekend. I was commentating in Misano on the truck racing, and we had a really small gap at the front of the grid, and I said that my colleague Dara told me this amazing statistic about this.
Did I get name drop as well?
I don't know, actually. No, I think I might have overpromised you now.
Oh, right, okay.
But I did mention the stat.
Well, I mean, if you're going to have to get a co-commentator in, then I guess you'll have to, make up for that lack of name drop by the
royalties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You get paid in recommendations. Oh, John. Oh, it's like these people, these brands. It's like, oh yeah, you get, but we can't pay you, but you get loads of exposure. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just pay my bills in exposure. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Well, we've got Mirage versus the cross-development team, red on red, and at the moment, got one lap from each. Is Tustin going to complete a lap and try and put the upper hand in Mirage Sports' favour?
Let's see. Through the final few corners he comes down through Stowe. It's a little bit of a dip. It accelerates the car up towards this tricky Vale chicane because you cannot go too far on the inside as that high sausage curb warns you, particularly in these cars. Through the right, don't go too wide. You'll ride that curb too far off the circuit. To the line John Tustin goes. Is it fast? It's going to be...
Oh,
goodness me.
Oh my God.
You know how I said that the gaps should probably be bigger because it's about a 2-minute lap. Nope.
Oh,
said that, no.
Goodness me. You could literally blink, and then, yeah, you wouldn't see the gap. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Here's Harry 7 in the DNA Motorsport almost Benetton machine, making his way down towards Stowe. They always look like they're going so slowly on their way into there, and then suddenly when they pan across the shot, you realise they are absolutely flying through that right-hander. Purple Sector 4 for Harry 7, so he's on it at the moment. Stuart Clark has just done a purple Sector 3, though, so the times are improving quite quickly. Now, is he going to slot in there and be, what, like 18 thousandths of a second off of Simon Price? It's looking like it's going to be quite close, actually. It's going to be really close. Oh, he's just done it. He just takes pole position provisionally by a tenth of a second. But even then, Dara, nearly a 2-minute lap, less than a tenth and a half covering the top 4 already. That's brilliant, isn't it? That sets a precedent.
I mean, how have we got to this stage? I mean, it's the end of the season. I don't know, if the cars developed to be about the same. Have they had enough wind tunnel time at Mirage to catch up? I don't know. Stuart Clark might blow that time out of the water, but it doesn't look... Oh, it does look that much quicker.
Oof.
That's a full second. There we go. It didn't look that much quicker because on the little idents at the bottom, it often gives it a second slower, and obviously that was exactly the same time as the rest had set. But in fact, there you go, he's a second faster. Martin Kenyon, no purple seconds for him though. So Stuart Clark, he called him Simon Clark. That's not even one of the options. He might not be able to beat that time of the 23. Fastest final sector could be close to P2.
Yeah, just for those that are enjoying Dara trying to remember which one's Stuart Clark and which one's Sean Clark, today we had registered interest for Clio Cup from Sam Clark. So that would mean we now have 3 S Clarks well, actually, Sam Clark is with an E on the end. So we have a slight differentiator there, but yeah, another Clark in the field. John Bailiff's been going well recently. He's making his way up the championship order with consistent results, and he goes up the timing screens to the top there as well. Very good stuff by John Bailiff. Lovely, lovely time indeed. And now we're getting right to the sharp end of all of this. We've got Alex Fretwell next up now for Blade Speed Esports, EU champions, and hoping to just try and get ahead of EMKA, tied on 74 points.
Big moments for them then coming into the final race of the season. Big moment for Alex Fretwell. Of course, he's racing Matt Hoyland for that place in the championship. Goes fastest, 56.1, half a second nearly between himself and John Bailiff, who has qualified well this season. So no surprise to see John towards the front, but maybe he would have looked for a little bit more. Hoyland's going to be next though, and he's coming out of the final couple of corners.
He is indeed. Trying to keep it tidy out of the club chicane. 2 purple sectors so far for Matt Hoyland. He's looking nice and comfortable there, isn't he? Across the line, he goes another tenth and a half for Hoyland at the front. Lovely, lovely job there by Matt. He'll be really chuffed with that one to have taken that away from the guys around him. Who else is going to be next? Eric Manintveld. Eric's been doing really well in the last couple of race meetings, hasn't he? He's been scoring point after point after point. Currently finds himself 6th in the championship. He's not actually been outside the top 10. He wasn't at Snetterton, I'm afraid, but other than that, he's only been out of the top 10 twice all season.
He has. It's been a really consistent display from Eric. I mean, he's not quite had that top-end speed, maybe shown by that qualifying lap in the end, where he's missed out a couple of times on chasing the front group, but he's been in that secondary group a lot with Fretwell and Hoyland, and his championship position tells you that. So, no real surprise there at all. It's this man, Kevin Zemstry, who I think is maybe going to be slightly disappointed not to be in that fight for P2. He's had a bit of bad luck at the start of the season, and he just hasn't been able to pick up the points since.
No, absolutely not. But we know that Kevin is a fighter. He will continue pushing and pushing and pushing And in the Darrington Francis car, looking very tasty in the sort of cloudy air here at Silverstone. He's going to be doing his very best to be up there with his teammate. They have won the team's championship. They are now GB and British Series champions. So they're going to be hoping to celebrate, I'm sure, with this final round of the season. With the gloves off, across the line goes Kevin Zemstra. And it's fastest by 33 thousandths of a second. That middle sector really paying dividends.
It is, and looking pretty quick for the time being. Great that we still have that current pole margin of 0.03 of a second. Lee, Jake, and then Sam to come as they cross the line. Just those three. As Lee comes through the final couple of corners, a little bit of a difficulty in turning the car in there. Took a couple of stabs on the steering wheel, but out of the final corner very smartly to the line. Is it fast enough to beat Kevin Zemstra?
Oof.
Yes, it is.
Ooh. It's a solid time as well, that is, by Lee Aberdeen. Lee has been so good in qualifying, but then just the races haven't gone his way. He's actually dropped to third in the championship now behind this man, Jake Cranstone. Those two are going to be fighting for second place in the standings over the course of tonight. Cranstone to the line. He's got 2 purple sectors. That should put him top. And it does by another 10th and a half. Wow, it's amazing how quickly the times are falling. But what about the newly crowned British Series champion, double champion now, Sam Fitzpatrick in that Flaxton Sport car. The colours on the car may be shining, but the sun is not here. Ooh, he's wide out of there. With the gloves off tonight, though, Dara, surely he's just going to be out there to try and enjoy himself, put one nail in the coffin for the season.
Yeah, not far from home either. Not a million miles away from the base at Corby. So he'll be feeling right at home. Is he going to go fastest? No.
Oh,
shocking display! Absolutely awful from the champion. P3. That's terrible. Absolutely shameful.
That does mean, though, that Jake Cranstone gets onto pole position in the Wave Racing Tech machine. So the two drivers that are fighting over second and third in the standings, Cranstone and Aberdeen, separated by 2 points. It is advantage Cranstone after quali. And let's not forget, he needs to score some good points for Wave Racing Tech to try and get away from Team Verde. So it's basically Cranstone versus Bailiff in that championship tonight. DNA Motorsport are quite sort of comfortable where they are. Hikawa Racing are only 6 points ahead of Blade Speed Esports, and then EMKA Racing tied on points. So it is Hoyland versus Fretwell, not just for a position. That's mad, actually, because those are the guys that have scored the only points for their teams this season. So it is actually whichever of them finishes ahead tonight is ahead in the drivers and teams championship, because it's a 1v1. That's quite amazing.
And somehow it's nearly for the same position in the championship as well.
Yeah.
P5 in the constructors, what, P6 in P7 maybe?
Yeah, P7 in the drivers.
Drivers. So a little tussle between them. That'll be important to them both, I'm sure. But they've got to be careful. There's a couple of. I mean, you never know. If Stuart Clark comes through the field, he might be able to get P5 in the constructors championship. It's basically one-handed. So
yeah,
you can't be too safe. It's nice, I think, that we've got these tight battles, and when you do it in a draw, as we drew the teams in the start of the season, you don't necessarily know that they're going to be too close, but it's nice that we found them quite close at the end.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, we've seen there that Darrington Francis have done the job. They've been absolutely amazing all season, but yeah, just look how close it is. You know, Blade Speed Esports and EMKA right together, 1 point between Wave Racing Tech and Team Verde, and then Mirage Sport and Cross Development. Those guys have had a fantastic battle all season, so yeah, lots could happen here tonight. Unfortunately, no Dragonfly competition cars here, so they're not going to be fighting off Sponsec CDM Esports, but it's whether, like Dara just said, whether Stuart Clark can go forwards there and overtake any of the teams ahead. But we'll see. We'll see. It's bound to be an interesting night. We'll keep our eye on the points behind the scenes. But for the final time this season, we have a sprint race grid. It's Jake Cranstone pole position, Lee Aberdeen alongside him. Then it's Sam Fitzpatrick and Kevin Zemstra on row 2. Matt Hoyland is 5th alongside Alex Fretwell, of course, with John Bailiff and Eric Manitveld next up. Then we have Stuart Clark and Martin Kenyon rounding out the top 10. Harry 7 is P11, with Simon Price, car 12, P12. We then have John Tusting and Danny Weir alongside each other, with Lee Berridge and John Roberts. I don't think Lee has taken to the qualifying session, nor will he take to the grid, actually. So, yeah, I don't know what's happened, actually, to Lee there. I don't know whether he just mucked up his lap and then came in or what, but, yeah, hopefully he's able to make it. Still, 2 more races to go then this season, Dara. What do you reckon we're going to see tonight?
Yeah, 8 laps here to set the grid for the feature. Sam Fitzpatrick has absolutely nothing to lose. I'm sure he'll go for the win here. But between Jake and Lee, I'm sure they're going to fight pretty hard off this start.
Yeah, I think so. And watch out for Kevin Zemstra as well in the mix. He's not going to be allowing any of the other guys to get away with anything. So he's going to be trying to fill that gap. On the left-hand side of your shot, all the red cars near the back of the grid, those are the 2 teams fighting together for some honours towards the tail end of the Teams Championship. We've got a couple of cars. Harry 7 just pops in there. And then I'm not sure we'll get Lee Berridge or not. Oh, Lee he is taking to the grid in the Wave Racing Tech car, so that could help Jake Cranstone and Wave Racing Tech in the Teams Championship. The penultimate race of the season then in the Formula CDM British Series from Silverstone on the GP circuit is underway, and it's a lovely start for Martin Kenyon. Yes, straight away noticed him leap off the line. Cranstone gets away really well ahead of Lee Aberdeen. He stays in front of Sam Fitzpatrick for now, but Sam goes around the outside. Can he take advantage? There's contact and Lee's off. Lee is way, way, way off the circuit, and that is certainly going to be second place in the championship done, barring a massive comeback later on. John Bailiff has gone down the inside of Kevin Zemstra, and I forgot we're on the Grand Prix layout. I expected him to go left there.
And they didn't. They continue onwards down the Wellington Straight. Crash, Lee Berridge involved. Well, he got on the grid, and he's going to get off it pretty quickly. Sad for Lee. The other Lee's going to come. It's not a good day to be called Lee.
No.
At the start of this race, both of them now down at the back of the order. John Roberts is involved in all of that as well. But Jake Cranston still leads. Sam Fitzpatrick involved in that. We'll have to get a replay in a bit on what happened. But look at Matt Hoyland up to 3rd. Goodness me. Yeah,
Hoyland with a good start, up 2 places. Stuart Clark up 2 places as well into 7th place. John Tusting up 3 positions. Inside the top 10 now is John Tusting. So having a really good getaway in the Mirage machine. He's going to be hoping to hold on to those points as best he can. These guys really fighting through all of these corners. And you can see the cars just clinging onto whatever grip they can through those sections. It's really, really not easy to do, is it, Dara? As we have a fight going on here for Eric.
Yep, Manipveld trying to get through on Stuart Clark. Around the outside will be his primary mode as they're on their way through Stowe. Inside in front for Bailiff on Fretwell as well. Manipveld's hook it around the outside. He's still trying to go for it, keeping his foot in, going a little bit. Actually kept it on the track, in fact. And we'll get that move done. Very nicely done from the number 27, and he nearly hits the back of Alex Fretwell. And in the end, it's all come undone, and he may lose out to Kenyon as well.
Kenyon round the outside, tries to sweep through, gives him plenty of space on the inside. Whoop, Manville trying to avoid him. Tustin going well in there as well. But yeah, interesting start to this race. I don't know if Lee Aberdeen knew that that Sam was down his inside. It just seemed like he came across when Sam was already there. He's on the white line. Yeah, there's a big amount of netcode involved, but I just don't think Lee leaves quite enough room. There's been a drama out on circuit, and Fretwell is off, unfortunately. Let's see it from Zemstra's point of view, because he's going to have a pretty front row seat to this. You'll see Sam's on the inside. Yeah, there's only a tiny tap, but yeah, it's a lot of netcode involved, isn't there? And then we'll have a look further down and see what happened to Lee Berridge. He's got John Roberts in there with him. They might just have a little bit of contact on the exit, you know, unless he has a spin and then John collects him. Oh yeah, it's gone around and John's collected him. Oh, the bodywork and all the damage looked so much more severe than it actually was, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, often you see cars that will, catapult themselves into a barrier and the front wing just falls off about 2 seconds afterwards, but that was pretty serious. This is what happened to Alex Fretwell. Coming through Village. Is it just the same? Oh. Yeah. Oh, it's almost exactly the same as what happened with Lee Berridge. Because sadly, to Stuart Clark, and he's injured, and does he turn back to pit lane? Surely.
Yeah, he's still driving back, but it is very, very damaged. In the meantime, Hoyland has gotten ahead of Sam Fitzpatrick for P2, so this battle is on, and they're getting away from Jake Cranstone.
They are. Hoyland's doing a good job to try and secure that position for EMKA ahead of Blade Speed, and he's getting a P2 for the time being. That would be his best result of the season, I'm sure, especially ahead of Fitzpatrick and Zemstra. He's going to be loving life right now. 2 laps have gone, 6 are remaining. Manitveld's fighting with John Tusting and should hold on, but he's got to slow down to serve. That's not going to help him. Well, he has served it, and he's fine. Well, what do I know?
Danny Weir's having a great race. 4 places gained for him at the moment. John Tusting's gained 5. So some of these guys in the middle of the order are looking to finish their season with a big old point score. Oh, Danny in the dirty air then had to commit to a tighter line through turn 1, and then you could see the car really pushing wide. But these guys are here for the final round of the season and hoping to obviously score more points and finish the season on a high as Danny Weir goes sideways and Simon Price says, thanks very much, I'll nip through there, sunshine, leaving a gap in there, and that's going to really help them in the team's championship. That's what it's all about. They know that they're head to head, don't they?
They absolutely do, and they're not going to let each other go as they run their way now down in towards Brooklands. Around the outside for Simon Price, and Danny Weir is just about going to be able to hold it through Luffield. They come then. Danny Weir just trying to keep his nose alongside on the outside, but smart defence there from Simon will cover it off for now. But look at the slipstream down in towards Cops.
Oh, he's not actually able to get much of a run. Simon's trying to push him to the side of the road, saying, bugger off, get away. And Danny round the outside at Cobbs. That is beyond brave. But you know what? I think he's going to carry the speed and do it. Is he going to get in front before Magnus and Beckett's? Yes, he is. What a move by Danny Weir. That was brilliant stuff. Really brave.
Yep, really good move as well. All the way around the outside. To get it done in a difficult part of the track to feel committed is even better. Matt Hoyland's going for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness me. Down the inside of Jake Cranston in towards Stowe. This really is a good race for Matt, that's fair to say. Oh, and here comes Sam Fitzpatrick up the inside. He's going for the lead 1 minute.
No.
He's getting hit the next, and he's spun around. Can he right it? Oh, that's heartbreak for him. Alex Fretwell's going to be pleased.
Oh no, that's devastating. Well, Fretwell's down in 13th, so yeah, he's going to have needed something like that to happen to Matt. I just wonder whether there's going to be any damage on Sam's car, but it seems okay to be fair. So I think he's all right for now. So yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look like there's any meatball flag or anything coming through for him. So yeah, he's able to continue on in solid form and not have to worry about it. That's a big shame for Matt Hoyland, though. We might have to have another little look at what happened there and try and assess. What do you think?
Yep, we'll have to see if we can have a look at this one again. Sam's going to go down the inside in towards Vale.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
there's nothing really wrong there, is there?
No.
He gets pushed a bit wide, but he's not off the road and he's not really hit into him, so it's unlucky more than anything, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. He doesn't look like he's... Oh, whoa! John Roberts styling it out. Goodness me, had a big old 360 through the start of the lap there. Big old moment. But he's just gone for a big old spin. It's all nuts, isn't it? I've not got all the cars in the world on circuit, but everyone's just having a bit of a nightmare.
Doesn't feel like the easiest race to be involved in at the moment. As we see Eric Manenfeld coming through. That's right, where was it? I don't know if I've messaged Chaz. I don't know. I've lost all screens on my screen.
Oh,
so I've just got the. Thank you. There we go. That's better. It's Harry 7. That's why I didn't know.
Oh,
I knew
I'm
it
so
wasn't
sorry.
Eric Manenfeld. No, it's okay.
yeah, it's because I focused the iRacing window like that, you see. So this is actually iRacing. Look, see, this is the simulator we use. Yeah. Then this is the final broadcast footage that you get to see. Sorry, whoa! Bye, Martin. He's gonna have to pay to get back in.
It's the entrance as well down there, isn't it? He really is gonna have to pay. Yeah, cheers for that. Thank you. I know no one at home can see what's happening on my screen, but
Does it just go black or something?
No, it just goes blank. I just get the iRacing footage, so I don't get any info.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah,
the
so
Aberdeen inside of Danny Weir. That's
I'm
P10.
trying to turn the cameras down, but I have to be in the sim to do it, you see. So then I'm not used to streaming Dara my entire screen, so now he gets to look at my audio mixer while I sort out the audio. But I'm not used to streaming Dara the entire screen, only just like the actual production feeds. So yeah, even this late on in the season, we're still having to sort it all out. But yeah, there's some good old moves going on here by Lee Aberdeen. Good comeback into the top 10, isn't it?
Yeah, really good to come back, and it just shows that he's going to fight all the way back through. Remember, Maris Hibner at this circuit on the national layout. Got that drive-through penalty from jumping the start and came all the way from last back to first. we'll see if Lee can do something similar. I think he can get to P7 in this race comfortably. It's a case of if he can get any further than that, but that's where he can build from at the start of the feature.
Yeah, certainly could be. At the end of the day, we've seen Hibner go well here before at Silverstone and start really far down, and I'm intrigued to see whether Lee Aberdeen can do that. Francois giving out a lot of help in the YouTube chat, saying, Martin, that's not the right way. Jake is, well, holding on to his lead at the moment with 5 laps left. 5 minutes left. But Kevin Zemstra's in the wings, isn't he? He's waiting, and if he just gets within slipstream range, he should be alright. He did the fastest lap of the race last time round. He's done a 1:55.4 again now as well, which is almost the fastest lap of the race. So he's definitely on the pace of these two in front, and if they do start to scrap, he's surely going to be catching up.
Yeah, you'd think, couldn't you? As they run their way through. I mean, Lee Aberdeen himself's only about 4/10 off leader's pace, having to fight his way through the field, so he's not doing a bad job either. Kevin, though, is losing touch a little bit with the top two. It's not what he wants. And Sam Fitzpatrick is starting to apply the pressure on Jake Cranston. That gap is going to come to basically nothing by the end of this Hanger Straight. Wellington Straight, sorry, not Hanger Straight, good to me. Get them right. A bit deep from Jake Cranston. Sam Fitzpatrick just about holds it through. And that gap still about 8-9 tenths between Fitzpatrick and Zemstra.
Yeah, it's a little bit stale at the moment. John Bailiff doing well to be in 4th position. I'm just going to try and figure out some points as we stand at the moment. This would give Jake Cranstone 15 points for the win, Sam Fitzpatrick 12. Lee Aberdeen currently running in 9th place would just score 2 points. Kevin Zemstra actually would really catch up with his teammate as well, because he'd be scoring 9. But it's not going to be enough for Kevin to go up into 2nd place in the championship. We do need to think about the teams as well, because Wave Racing Tech at the moment, with Jake Cranstone in 1st, will get 15 points. Team Verde, John Bailiff, will just be scoring the 7, so he's going to open up that advantage. But then Blade Speed, Alex Fretwell's not in the points. Matt Hoyland is still in the points in 5th position for 6, so he's going to move ahead. So it's all very close. Very close. Stuart Clark not in the points for Spontex CDM Esports. Mirage Sport as well. They've only got one driver in the points actually. John Tusting in 7th is going to score them 4 points. Danny Weir is going to score them a single point, so they will extend their advantage as well. So yeah, some interesting stuff going on as well. Interesting lines going on from Sam Fitzpatrick there. This is a good little battle. John Tusting inside the top 10. He's going to be hoping to hold that right to the end, but Lee Aberdeen, he's going to be trying to fly through any moment now, isn't he?
He is, and there's only a lap and a half, just under 2 laps to go, so not the longest time for this one to be finalised. Still, we see a bit of a fight through from Lee Aberdeen. He's done a good job to get himself back up to 7th and ahead of John Tusting, so he's got the time to pull away, but he's not going to catch Eric Manetfeld, is he, in the final 2 laps, unless he gets a new kind of engine mode that we don't know about. Harry Seven's going to try and follow him through on the inside line of Brooklands, and John Tusting has tried to visit that ERDC grandstand, hasn't he? Going
yeah.
that far wide through the corner, but he's kept the position, so Harry Seven's going to have to find somewhere else to do it.
Yeah, he's tried to blag his way into the clubhouse, hasn't he? As John John Roberts has blagged his way into the club of slowdown penalty earners. Look at these two though, absolutely all over each other once again. These two had some fantastic fights back in Formula 1. It's lovely to see Jake Cranstone and Sam Fitzpatrick scrapping away like this. I'd expect Sam will lift here. No, never mind, it's Sam Fitzpatrick. Of course he's not going to lift, he's going to go for it down the inside. Jake could probably get that move done on the final lap if he's patient enough, but you know what, I think he's going to go for it completely now and go back at him. He's not hanging back. This could really help out Kevin Zemstra, you know.
Yeah, let's see if Kevin can drag himself back into this in the final lap. Nearly an inside line through club for Cranston to give it a go towards turn 1. Still may give it a go towards turn 1. On the inside line, thinks better of it as they work their way through Abbey into farm at turn number 2, riding that inside curb. Oh, going wide inside line at Village. No, Cranston thinks better of it. I mean, he's looking like he's trying to get big in the mirrors, but it's just not working out just yet.
No, not yet. It's not quite paying off for him, is it? These two, Harry Seven and John Tusting close together at the moment. They're trying everything they can to get one over on each other. Sam's going for it now down into Brooklands, though. Back down the inside. Jake's... well, Jake got the run, but Sam's had to sort of fight back at him. This is great scrapping between these two, isn't it? Really, really good fun to watch. But once again, Jake's had a wobble as they come onto the all-start finish straight here, Dara. That might put it to bed for a few corners, but he's still going to have a good old run down the hanger straight, especially if he's coming from that far back. He's going to have a hell of a slingshot.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a very big run through Chapel. He's going to need an absolutely huge exit, because he's going to get the slipstream down here in towards Maggots and Beckett's. He's going to close right up to the back. He just has to try and stay close to Sam Fitzpatrick, but that's so much easier said than done. Look at the gap that he's able to pull through the middle of these corners. Does the exit help out Krausen? I think a little bit wide from Sam. This is going to be his chance.
Yeah, he's getting the run now. He's going to have a hell of a slingshot. Sam's going to put the car on the inside line. Then he's probably going to move over to the left. No, he's going to make Jake go all the way around the outside here as they go into Stowe for the final time. Cranstone carries loads of speed on the way in. Sam's going to give him the room, and I think Cranstone's going to make this move work. You know, it's going to be a hell of a way to get one over on the newly crowned British Series champion. But Sam carries the speed into the chicane. He says, "This is why I'm champion." He shows everybody here why he's champion. Jake's going to get the run around the outside. It's going to be a photo finish between the two of them, and across the line they go. And apparently it's Sam Fitzpatrick by 29 thousandths of a second. What a brilliant way to end that race, Dara. That was exceptional.
According to the timing that we have, it says it was 300th, but I don't believe that. I think it was closer than that.
Yeah, I think so.
But if that's 300ths, by the way, think about that in terms of qualifying, how close the cars would be across the line.
Yeah.
Just to give a bit of perspective. And let's see, let's see it again. Yes, we will see it again. Here we go then. Sam Fitzpatrick had the outside line into Vale. Cranston went slightly wide, but Fitzpatrick was able to just brake later and just sweep it around the outside, almost ironically on the line that Kenyon was taking when they had contact a few laps ago. Then back around the outside for Jay Cranston. He looked like he had a bit of overspeed as they came onto this back straight, and I thought he got it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But clearly, I need another eye test, because he wasn't just enough alongside, and that is, a quarter of a car length, if that, in it.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. You can't really see it from there, but yeah, you get an idea that is flipping close, that is. That is absolutely nuts by Jake Cranstone and Sam Fitzpatrick. What a wonderful, wonderful first race of the night, and what a great way to finish that. Excellent, excellent fun. We'll just grab the results for you very quickly, and we will get the provisional championship points set up in just a moment as well. Let's see what the final result comes up as. 20 thousandths of a second. Sam Fitzpatrick wins, takes 15 championship points. Jake Cranstone second. Kevin Zemstra with another podium. John Bailiff is fourth ahead of Matt Hoyland, with Eric Manintveld in sixth. Lee Aberdeen seventh. Harry Seven eighth. It's a mouthful. John Tusting ninth, and Martin Kenyon in 10th place, the final point scorer. Danny Weir and Simon Price just outside the points. Stuart Clark, Alex Fretwell and John Roberts and Lee Berridge all failing to score that time round. Well, we've just seen John Tusting involved in some of the battling in that last one. John, good to have you here with us. Thank you very much for coming to speak to us between the races. How was that for you?
Very exciting. Heart is pounding. It was, I think probably most exciting racing of the season, that race for me.
I was going to say, you always seem to have a car around you, whether it be Lee Aberdeen coming back through or some of the other guys that you usually scrap with. And obviously with Mirage Sport and Cross Development so close in the Teams Championship, don't pretend like you've not been watching. It's certainly a bit of a nail-biter, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely sort of fighting for best of the rest, really. There's those super fast guys out front, and then there's another group of us who are really close together around that sort of 12th, 13th place. And so every race there's something to fight for, and yeah, the teams thing adds a little bit of spice as well, especially as I've known Simon for years, so it's nice to be in the same team as him. Yeah,
absolutely. It's been such a lovely story to have the Mirage Sport guys together. What would you say to sort of wrap up the season? Because I mean, it's been a bit of an up and down one, hasn't it, in places, but it's looked like fun from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, after the previous seasons and coming on from the Formula One, I was thinking, I'm improving a little bit each time. Top 10's got to be my aim. And then all these fast guys start turning up again. and now just thinking, oh well, maybe top 11, maybe top 12. But I mean, my driving's definitely improved. I think I'm fighting a little harder. I'm not being such a wuss and letting people through. But then you get someone like Lee come up behind you, and you just think, well, there's no point, is there? Let's hope he can tow me forward. But that was a great race with Harry. Then that was just so much fun.
It certainly looked like it, mate. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we throw you back in the pond?
My Claire for indulging me with this kind of thing. I'm doing the majors 24 this weekend, so
fantastic!
I'm out of the picture for a whole weekend. So yeah, thanks to her, and just the boosted guys generally, John and Lee, and John Roberts and Lee Berridge in this championship. But we do lots of stuff together. So yeah, it's just good to have an escape, sit in the rig a couple of times a week, and get away from everything. It's great.
Well, thank you very much for being a part of it, as always, John, and best of luck in the majors as well. Let us know how you get on.
Yeah, it'll be good, and yeah, thanks to you and Dara for another great season of commentary. It's been really good. I always watch them back and have a giggle.
Smashing stuff. We certainly enjoy ourselves, even if I do verbally abuse him. Either way, we'll speak to you soon, John. Thanks again for being a part of it.
No problems. Cheers.
Cheers. John Tusting there, and well, we've got another driver to speak to there, Dara. It looked like when I picked the random interviews at the start of the night, I picked quite a good driver to have a go with.
Yeah, you did. And yeah, I mean, I'll just say that I love being here to be paid in the engagement that I pick up. Jake, welcome in. Unlucky in the end across the line. Took us through that final lap though, because that was a great little battle.
Yeah, it was a very good battle. I was kind of like happy that Sam overtook me on the second to last lap, because I was like, oh, actually, I might be in the best place, because the whole race I was just thinking, oh, he's just sat behind me and he's going to overtake me on the last straight and then win, because that's what he always does. So I tried to switch it the other way around. He went through a bit earlier than I expected, and I was like, oh, I might be in a chance here. But no, it was ridiculously close. I can't believe we didn't touch. We didn't even bang wheels. It was so close. But yeah, I mean, I have to give my hats off to Sam for being completely clean and fair, and he came out on top, so well done.
Yeah, and it was a great little tussle. A top 5 for you now is going to secure you P2 in the championship, regardless of what happens with Lee. So, I mean, I'm guessing you're still going to go for the win, right, against Sam, because realistically, you've got nothing to lose, right?
Yeah, I'm always going for the win, Dara, so
well, obviously
that doesn't change.
What a stupid question. I mean, can we get a commitment that you will win right now?
No, not at all.
Have
you seen the series so far?
Just don't let him sit behind you for the first half of the race, and you might be right.
Right, so when you see me pull, you see me pull over at the start and let Sam through.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he's already ahead of me, but you know.
That's what you did at the end of this race, though. That's what you've done there. You pulled over, you've let him through to give him the advantage at the start, but then you're going to sit behind and save the fuel. I like it. Sounds good, Jake.
I was thinking he didn't have enough wins already this season, so he may as well have more.
Well, best of luck. We'll see what happens in the second race. Before we let you go, very quickly, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just you guys, all the guys racing. You know, I don't need to name everyone, but the racing has been fantastic this season, and it always is in these cars. And I love this car, so it's great fun to get out in it. And thanks Chaz for putting it on, and thanks Dara for coming in the commentary booth as well.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, Jake. I get paid to be here. That's why I'm here. But I appreciate that greatly.
Yeah, but you love it as well, though, don't you?
He does. He does.
Yeah. Thanks, Jake. Good luck for race 2, and we'll probably speak to you in a bit.
And make sure to undo the ties on the chair when you finish tonight.
Yeah.
We've got to run away for 2 months.
Right, see you later.
Cheers, Jake.
Thanks.
Right, Dara and I are just going to have a quick debrief about what the hell he was laughing at in the end of that interview, and we'll be back in just a few moments' time. See you in a sec. Hello again, everybody. Chaz Draycott and Dara Thacker here for the season finale of the Formula CDM British Series. We've just hit 10 minutes deep into the warm-up session, and we are about to get the final feature race of the season underway. And, well, Dara, we've had a pretty fun night so far, to say the least, haven't we? Now we get the final feature race of the season.
Yeah, we do. And I'm looking forward to this because I think this is a race where drivers know exactly who they're racing against. They know what the points are on the table. There's no drop points. You can only add up from your totals that you've accrued so far. And it's going to be an exciting one. Jake, we spoke to him, of course. We'll see if he can outwit Sam at the front. Maybe someone else can get involved. Can Lee come back through the field? Lots to answer.
Well, here is the grid for the final race of the season. Sam Fitzpatrick starting on pole, with Jake Cranston alongside him. Then it's Kevin Zemstra and John Bailiff, Matt Hoyland and Eric Manintveld. Lee Aberdeen starting 7th. He could still go for a win from there as long as he keeps it clean. Harry Seven will start in 8th with John Tusting 9th. Martin Kenyon will start in 10th. Then we have Danny Weir alongside Simon Price. And then it's Stuart Clark, Alex Fretwell, John Roberts and Lee Berridge. So, final race of the season in the Formula CDM British Series from Silverstone is underway, and finally they get moving. The lights were held for a while. Harry Seven has a really poor getaway. Kenyon can't do enough to avoid him and still get round him. Lee Aberdeen has gained 2 places already. He's made contact with Bailiff at turn 1. Oh, he's got a thing for turning in on people, Lee Aberdeen. It's the strangest kink I've ever seen. But down the inside was John Bailiff, and Lee's just swiped his nose off. Fitzpatrick does the job at the front, though, to hold the position. And can he try and break away? Because, well, he's got a hell of a crew behind him. Oh, in the background, Mirage. Both Mirage cars are off. Oh, please don't tell me they've hit each other in the last round of the season and messed up their championship, Dara.
We'll have to wait and see, but Simon Price is at the back of the field, and as is John Tusting. John, of course, was involved in that one incident in race 1. Jake to the lead, though. Is Sam going to get up the inside? No. And as they go all the way through Luffield, a little bit deep there from Cranston, he will just about hold on to the lead, but Fitzpatrick's going to have the run into his box.
Francois Brandet, bless him. He's actually listening in the commentary box with us here tonight. He is a series admin now as well here at Formula CDM. And he did ask me earlier on tonight, he said, in the feature race, is it all right if I just disqualify everyone so Simon Price can get a win? Bless him. We're all really good friends with Simon. And yeah, he's having a bit of a tough time. So now Francois is threatening to disqualify whoever hit Simon, even if that was his teammate, as Lee Aberdeen and Harry Seven. Goodness me, they were close together there, Dara.
Yeah, Eric Manintveld, I think it was actually in front. I made that mistake tonight, so now it's 1-1. Harry Seven in the 7 around the outside of Lee Aberdeen. Can he get this one done? Lee's going to just send it deep into the corner. Harry tried to block that one off, but they'll go a little bit wide. Harry will run out of road, but will just about keep enough momentum to keep him on the inside line. Down in towards the Bell chicane, he will roll through just about in front of the Australian, and he will hold on to P6 just behind his teammate, as the front 4 are covered by less than a second at the end of the opening lap.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? The sort of closeness of this field, how compressed it is. Francois blaming me for giving powers to a man with no pancreas. Not sure that was. I don't remember that being in the job application, to be honest. Pancreas required. I'm going to start doing that for series admins in future. As Alex Fretwell and Danny Weir getting friendly. Let's see if we can have a look at what happened at the start of the race. Then this will show you what happened to John Bailiff. Oh, he had a poor start, didn't he? Lost a lot of ground.
Yeah, didn't exactly have the best. I don't know if Lee knew that they were 3 wide there.
No,
which
I
is
don't
why
think so.
He came across. So I think more unlucky than anything else. Simon Price, he hasn't hit his own teammate, has he? Through Village they go. Lee Berridge there on the right-hand side.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, yeah.
Oh no.
Maybe he just thought he saw a mirage in front of him, Chaz.
Yes, he did. That's exactly what he saw. You know what you've got to do to mirages when you see them and get them out of the way? Well, if you're talking about the French military aircraft, it's fire missiles at them, but no. It's actually, you've got to try and touch the mirage to know whether it's real or not. And that's all he was doing. Anyway, Hoyland going well. Fretwell is going brilliantly well. He's gained 6 places. He started 14th on the grid. We're only on lap 2, and he's already up into 8th place. He's having an absolute barnstormer. Some of these cameras are so loud. Whoever set these up is an idiot. Me. Sam Fitzpatrick down the inside of Jake Cranstone for the lead. And again, they still don't bang wheels. Jake sounded a little bit surprised about the news earlier on, but they've had some epic scraps, and this looks like it's going to be another one of them.
Yep, a little bit deep from Jake's going to keep them all slow through the second part of the Belgian chicane, then through Club. Kevin Zemska's right on the back of this as well.
Hello.
If either of these two start tripping over each other, which, you know, could be believable. 55, I mean, Hoyland in fourth, who's only half a second behind the leader, was 4 tenths quicker than the leader last time by, which shows how congested they are right now. Oh, nearly too wide in towards Village. Inside line for Zemska. Is he going to send it? No, but here comes Hoyland around the outside.
Wow.
Much better run, much more momentum. He should have the inside line here at Aintree, then into the loop, and maybe on Fitzpatrick as well. Can he go from fourth to second? He's going for it. He won't get the run on Fitzpatrick, but he's got the run on Zemstra, and Hoyland's on a charge.
Wow, flipping heck. That was a really, really lovely turn of events there for Matt Hoyland. He'd say he meant it, but I don't think he did. Kevin Zemstra trying it now into Brooklands. That is close stuff. And yes, to answer Aidan Millward, he is running a Ricardo Rosset helmet back from when we raced in Formula 1. He ran a Ricardo Rosset helmet. Yeah, Aidan was a big fan of that series as well. It was lovely to see him supporting that. Martin Kenyon has lost his front wing here, Dara. Not quite sure what's happened there, but it's gone missing, well, a few corners before all of this, actually.
Yes, let's see. Martin Kenyon already with no front nose in towards the corner. What happens on the exit? Does he lose it?
Oh, sorry, it might be here. No? When did Kenyon lose this wing? Martin? Martin? Tell us. No? Well, it's gone.
Not there.
It's gone somewhere. But John Roberts was
Maybe it
involved
fell
as
off.
well, because he's got... Oh no, he's not got meatball damage. It's John Tusting who's apparently got meatball damage. A meatball flag, as we call it. So we need to start looking at some points in a minute, Dara. I know we're a bit early on in the race here, but for Mirage Sport, at the moment, they are still going to score points. Simon Price is going to score 1. John Tusting is going to score 3. Danny... Oh, never mind, that's changed. There's Simon Price has gone past Danny Weir literally while I'm talking about it. Oh, that's why. Danny Weir's in the... maybe Martin Kenyon and Danny Weir have become friends because, well, whether Martin's sort of sacrificed himself to try and help Mirage Sport, but there's a number of cars coming into the pits. Stuart Clark is on his way, and he must have felt some sort of damage on the car. Kenyon and Tusting coming in as well. Goodness me, the pit lane's going to be very busy. But now Mirage Sport are going to be scoring what? 2 points? No, now 1 point again for Simon Price because Danny Weir's coming to pits, okay. Simon's going to go past all of them into 11th. That's going to mean that he's going to score 5 points. Not sure where Tusting's going to come back out. He might score 2, so there'll be 7 points there. John Roberts is going well in 10th place, you see. He's scoring 6 right now. Danny Weir probably on for 1. So they're actually scoring equally in this race. And the gap is 4 points between the two teams. Goodness me.
Not much, is it, at all, as we run our way through the final race of the season. Oh, a little bit wide. I think Danny Weir's been watching too much of the Indy 500s. I think that's what he was trying to channel there. No rear wing. Keep the car low. And doesn't really work at a track where you need quite a lot of aerodynamics as you do through here at Maccas and Beckett's, which Great Cranston is finding out. A little bit of dirty air for Sam Fitzpatrick. You don't really get too much dirty air in these cars. But if you're going to feel it anywhere in the UK, you're going to feel it through Maggots and Beckett's, which is why Cranston was able to build up that extra couple of tenths worth of a gap. But it's all going to disappear now as they run their way in towards Stowe Corner. Is there a dive out late for anyone? No, they'll run line of stern once again. And it's a little bit calmer on the leader front for the time being this time by, but we're only on lap 4, aren't we?
Tell you what, if you're going to have a drink, unmute yourself, Chaz. Good time to say thank you once again to the championship sponsors, ABRUZZI and FIREBAT GLASS, for their continued support of Formula CDM and the British Series. We are very grateful to have them on board and supporting our racing series as ever. We've got a fantastic mouth-watering fight going on here in the top 4 positions as Sam Fitzpatrick says, go on then, I'll do it. Puts it down the inside of Jake Cranstone. Matt Hoyland tries to tuck in on that inside line as well. They're side by side as they exit the initial complex. And now Sam's not going to give him an inch down this back straight. Look at that. They're nearly wheel to wheel. Hoyland makes it 3 wide. He's going to do it into Brooklands. Jake says, no thanks, I'll have 4th place. And Zemstra goes down the inside of his. Oh my goodness me, Cranstone goes from the lead to 4th in a straight, back up to 3rd, nearly contact with Zemstra. Hoyland round the outside of Fitzpatrick. Are they going to bang wheels again? No, I don't know. There's still 2x2, Dara, for the race lead. This is brilliant to watch. As always, we knew Silverstone was going to be good, but this is brilliant.
Yeah, and Cranston has that slipstream. Look at that, in towards Cop's corner, outside line for Hoyland. This could all go wrong, but the inside now goes to Jay Cranston. He's gone from 1st to 4th, now maybe back up to 2nd again as they make their way in towards Maggots and Beckett. A little bit dicey onto the brakes momentarily for these guys. Lee Aberdeen, though, with all of this battling, has been dragged right into the frame. He's only a second and a half off the lead after being in the gravel at turn 1 in the opening race.
Absolutely, he's doing a fantastic job of making this recovery drive work tonight. Alex Fretwell now gains his 7th position of the race at the expense of Harry Seven, who now has meatball flag damage for some reason. Not quite sure what's happened there, but it's still side by side between Hoyland and Fitzpatrick. This is amazing, absolutely amazing racing. Hopefully they'll all make it through unscathed, as this time Hoyland says, right, you're not going to run wide into me now, sir. I'm going to take the lead of the race. EMKA racing out front. It's Fitzpatrick and Cranstone side by side for 2nd place. Zemstra's got a bird's eye view of this. He's trying to squeeze the Darrington Francis car in there. Manages to as they get down towards turn 1, but no. Cranstone slides in front of him, tries to avoid the back of Fitzpatrick. Zemstra lifts a little bit, going one way, then the other. Eric Manningfeld with the fastest lap of the race now. Eric doing a great job to once again be sort of best of the rest here, as he has been in a number of races this season, hoping to score big points. Zemstra wants a cutback. This is awesome, awesome racing to watch. Really, really enjoyable stuff. Not quite sure what happened with Fretwell and Seven, but Harry Seven all of a sudden has a meatball flag. I hope Alex hasn't just driven into the back of him. He has.
Look, well, he has.
Yeah.
Good detective work there, I think, from the two of us.
Yeah.
Harry's not going to be overly pleased. Fretwell goes right. Alex just takes the place anyway.
Oh, yeah.
No care in the world there. And he's ahead for the time being, and Harry's got that meatball flag.
Yeah, it was only the tiniest of touches there. There was nothing malicious going on. It's just, yeah, it's not the first time I've seen Alex do that, unfortunately, but it's part of the racing sometimes in these cars. The back suspension is so tricky. Doesn't look like Harry's lost a lot of pace as a result, and he is entitled to now come into the pit lane and get that fixed even before the first 8 laps of the race are completed, because in this series there is basically a written rule that you have to pit after the end of lap 8. So it does mean that he can now get in the mix. But look at this, Eric Manningfeld is not too far off the back of this either. So suddenly, 6 cars for the lead, Dara. Just what we like to see.
What we love to see after 11 minutes here at Silverstone. Let's hope it can stay like this all the way to the end, like it did in the international loop, but we had that, almost photo finish with the top 5 across the line. Manningfeld don't crash into Lee, doesn't, in towards the bell chicane, got quite close on the brakes, almost felt for a moment like he was squirming, but kind of squirming everywhere in these cars to try and keep it underneath you. 7 into the pit lane to fix that damage. He should be able to get to the end from here anyway, so he might emerge in a relatively competitive place once all the pit stops shake out. But Hoyland still leads from Cranston, from Fitzpatrick. Matt Hoyland's going to be in dreamland. It's something about that 44 at this track, isn't it?
Oh God, don't. You've said it now. He's going to get a puncture or something on the last lap, but either way, I know that Matt will be
still win, wouldn't he? Then,
well, yeah,
he got a puncture on the last lap.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it is very, very true. To be fair, though, I mean, Matt must have been practicing or something, because he's finished Forza Horizon 6 twice, so he's had to actually put his efforts into something else. So it's good to see that he can put his mind to something other than that, the absolute sweat. Either way, continues to lead out of left field. He loves it, really, but he's doing a great job. And this is the thing about Hoyland, he sometimes he doesn't know whether he's going to make the race night until sort of late in the afternoon, depending on when he can get away from work, bless him. And we always do say real life comes first, and we completely understand that, but when he has turned up, even without any practice, he's always been quick, even since the first season, the European Series. Funnily enough, he was driving the car that's right behind him, which Jake Cranstone now drives. And when he wasn't being smashed off the circuit by his teammate every race, he was really, really fast.
Yep, and he's proving again why he's someone that you can't really discount every evening when you come into a race like this, and doing a really good job at the front of the field. Is he at the front of the field? No, he's not, because Jake Cranston's overtaken him. So good time for me to mention that. Sam Fitzpatrick's just in behind. Zemstra, Aberdeen just hanging on to the coattails at the moment. Manningfeld's kind of slipped off the back a bit, but they'll all bunch back up again if they continue to go side by side at the front of the field. Cranston controls the line on the inside at Vale, and a big old slide from Hoyland means he's clearly pushing hard to get that lead back. But as they finish lap 7 here, they are in a row, 5 of them, with less than a second splitting them at the moment. And Aberdeen with the fast lap of the race in 5th.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? It's 120 wheeled PM18 as Zemstra tries to open the door now and go down the inside of Fitzpatrick. Sam leaves him the room to make that move if he wants to. And now it's going to get a little bit ugly on the exit here because they're all taking weird and different lines. Sam and Kevin dipping a wheel. Oh, both of the Derrington Francis cars have to get out of it. Oh, that's a big, big shame. And now Eric Manitveld is going to suddenly arrive on the scene here. Look at the closing speed he's going to have. He's gained a good 0.2 of a second on them just on that straight alone. That little mistake from Kevin. But it did look like he was sort of following Sam there. Sam ran a little bit wide, didn't he? But just didn't quite get the snap that the Dutchman did.
Yeah, it wasn't quite what he expected. And Manitveld's still there, but luckily still going after that bit of a moment. Bit of a gap forming between Fitzpatrick and Aberdeen, obviously, with the move. If they can try and not fight at the front of the field, then they can maybe try and work with that gap, but I can't envisage that happening, to be honest with you. Kenyon on the back of Stuart Clark. This could be a move for P10 in the offing.
Yeah, indeed. Get into the top 10. Always a bit of, a bit of bragging rights to get back inside the top 10. Martin's not had an easy night after his off in the first race, but he's managed to get it all back together. And hopefully he can continue on up the road. But, wow, Hoyland was very close to the back of Jake Cranstone there as they go into Stowe once more. And right now, Sam Fitzpatrick is just doing what he does in these feature races, isn't he? He's just going to sit in the wings here and just wait for these guys to give him all of that tasty slipstream. He can save fuel, go one lap longer, and then come out in front with a really good pit stop. But that's why he is double champion here in Formula CDM. He did say that he wasn't going to take part in the Oceania Series if Fuji was on the calendar, and he did say today that, you know, he hopes that he knows I wasn't bluffing, or I know he wasn't bluffing. He's just said he'll see whether his love for some of the other circuits can balance that out. Sorry, just got slightly distracted there as my cat has just decided to eat my headphone cable. Cheers.
Good cat, that. That's great.
Might have to decat. Get it?
Oh, God.
Awful.
Anyway, moving on from whatever that was. 16 minutes have gone. 8 laps have disappeared from us. I think we're expecting to have about 20 laps. Maybe 21, depending on how long the pit stops are. I think more likely to be 21, in fact, knowing that we're lapping about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds underneath the 2-minute mark. So we will wait and see how it pans out. Bad run from Cranston. Actually, it wasn't a bad run from Cranston. Hoyland just took too much speed, went very wide on the exit of Copse Corner. He didn't get a slowdown, and he's now right on the back of the race leader once again, in towards Maggots and Beckett's. I think this is the kind of stage of the race where they just want to kind of really fight tooth and nail, but keep it going so that you almost pass the time, and then you can have a proper fight towards the end of the race. Yeah,
it's like in an endurance race, isn't it? You know, you can come up with as many pit strategies as you want, but you never know how the race is going to develop in the first, say, few hours. So then you sort of start reverse engineering it and going from the last hour or so backwards. Speaking of backwards, Jake Cranstow nearly had a backwards entry drift into Stowe there. He was really all over the place. Mid-corner managed to sort it out. Now Lee Aberdeen's ahead of Kevin Zemstra. I'm intrigued to see what he can do about trying to get past these guys. We know, with no disrespect to Kevin, but Lee is higher in the championship and he's been more consistent with the pace. Kevin's definitely no slouch. I mean, he's just won the team's championship with Lee, but Lee has definitely been the one to, on pace anyway, take it to Sam all season. Jake Cranston's had a great end to the season and he could come away as second in the Drivers' Championship. All he does really need to do, like Dara said earlier, just needs to finish in the top 5, right? And then he's all good.
Exactly. So it doesn't really matter where he finishes inside that top 5. I mean, it would require a Lee win and a Jake 6th for Lee to then surpass him once again. So I don't think it's something that he's going to be particularly scared about for the time being, but it might be in the back of his mind. I did mention to him, obviously, so he is aware of that, but I can't imagine he's particularly worried. At this point, even with Lee on his tail, he's got Matt Hoyland to worry about first. The exit once again. I just don't see them fighting in the same way that we're fighting at the start until probably about the 10-minute mark.
No, I don't think we're going to see it quite erupt like that. But yeah, I think the guys are doing a great job to keep it this clean and this tidy at the present moment. But look at them, just in one big train. How many times have we seen this, though, in Formula CDM? You know, these cars really do put on a hell of a show every single time we go racing. And these guys now, who have gained quite an understanding of these machines, continue to show us the best that this car has to offer. I just want to try and keep my eye on the Mirage Sport versus Cross Development. It sounds like a legal battle, doesn't it? The state of Cross Development versus Mirage Sport LLC. But right now, we've got John Roberts and Danny Weir, 12th and 14th, which would be 6 points. And then 4 points to John and Simon. That's close between the the Darrington Francis cars. Goodness me. Nearly. But Hoyland has continued on, which is important. And guess who else? Sam Fitzpatrick. Who would have thunk it?
No, really?
Yeah.
No.
I know.
Well, I'm glad I'm sat down, to be honest with you, because otherwise I would have fallen over. But he's continuing. And guess what? He's still got a car to save fuel from.
Yeah.
With Matt in front of him. I mean, goodness me.
Jammy sod.
God, he really is at the apex of race planning, isn't he?
Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
That was, yeah.
I've withheld on the apex jokes this season, but I thought it's the last one of the season. Why not?
Well, it's because you can't say anything about him missing them because he makes all of them.
No, exactly.
Well, I think Hoyland will say he missed the one in the first race.
Could you, with the moves that he makes, could you call him the apex predator of the series?
I'm not sure I could describe Sam as a predator, which is not a sentence that. It's not
right, well, that's a good pit stop there from Kevin Zemstra, and he's out right behind his teammate Lee. And yeah, I'm glad we're moving away from that.
Francois is in the commentary box telling us off at the moment, and in the YouTube chat. So yeah, sorry, Francois. We will give it up. Should know what that feels like being French. We've got Hoyland continuing to lead from Sam at the moment. And, I mean, we've had a fantastic night so far. I can't believe that we're over the halfway point of this race already. It feels like we've done about 3 laps, doesn't it? It's just incredible.
I know. And, I mean, what, another 10 laps to go, I think, tops, maybe 9. Could be 10. As Williams and Fitzpatrick come in. Their stop should be ever so slightly shorter than the others that went before. But no surprise that they had to go right around the halfway mark because this is a circuit that guzzles a lot of fuel. Obviously full throttle most of the lap, even with the corners in these cars. I mean, like right now with Jake Krause, he's going to be applying quite a bit of throttle to make his way through Stowe in the fastest way possible, but he'll be hoping that he's out close by Hoyland and Sam. I'd hazard that it's the lack of tyres. I reckon it's that from that. I can't think he's under-fueled the car. Surely. Right?
No, I don't think he has.
I mean, if he has, that is going to be so painful at the end because he'll have to pit. Because, I mean, this isn't a circuit where you could save enough fuel, especially when you're leading, to keep it under wraps. But here comes Jake Krause on Sam Fitzpatrick around the outside at Maggot, and he's up into P2 and going to be the lead chaser of Matt right now.
Francois, thank you very much, has confirmed that Matt didn't take tyres, even though he spelt it wrong, and the car didn't lift off the ground. And I want to apologise to everybody for taking another sip of my drink and then not unmuting again. How many years have I done this now? Unbelievable. What an amateur. I was talking about the fact that Matt Hoyland had the shortest pit stop of everybody, 5.4 seconds, in this lead group anyway. Shortest pit stop so far, Martin Kenyon, 5.1 seconds. But Hoyland now has a 3-second lead. He just didn't take tyres, as Francois is saying. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects him in the end, because he's still got more than a sprint race distance to do on them. That could be quite painful, I reckon, Dara.
Yeah, very well could be. Let's hope that it doesn't become painful by the end of the race. We've only got 16 minutes to wait and find out until we get to the end of the season. It's going to be a long break. It's going to feel like a long time until we get towards the start of the new series season.
Yeah, it's going to be
in August.
12th of August.
I know. That feels like such a long way away.
10 weeks.
A scary long time. 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
It's me.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have to
prison for most crimes at this point.
I could tell you about sentences and all sorts. But anyway, we've got potentially a special event happening between now and then, so keep your eyes out. We might do a special Formula CDM event. We'll see. But obviously, between then and now, we have the CDM Clio Cup starting in just 2 weeks' time. That's going to be running on Tuesday nights here on Chaz Draycott Media. Really excited to get that underway, and I really hope that we have a big old grid for that. It's been quite a question mark over how many entries we're going to get at the moment. It seems like 1 minute everybody wants in, and then other times people forget that it's going on. So we'll see. But yes, we have an interesting battle going on. I just wanted to highlight Eric Mannitveld. He's doing such a good job here tonight, isn't he, Dara? 6th place, not far off this gap of, well, this gaggle of cars at all. And he's just showing once again why he's done so well in the championship this season. He's in 6th position. He's gotten away from Matt Hoyland. I think, actually, no, Matt would have just caught him up by a few points in that last race. So he's going to be hoping that Matt doesn't win this one, because otherwise it's going to flip on its head. But what a drive Hoyland's putting in, eh? I'm never going to hear the end of it if he wins this race, though.
Got to save your best performance to the end of the season, right? And he's doing exactly that. 8 laps for him to try and hold on. And that feels like a very long way away, I think. He lost half a second on that lap to Jake Cranston. And I mean, at that rate, he'll be in slipstream by in about 3 laps' time. So with more than enough time to make a move. And especially if Matt's not got tyres, or new or fresh tyres, obviously got tyres.
Yeah.
Duh. And I mean, if he's going to have to defend for 5 laps, that's going to be rough, isn't it?
Yeah, I imagine so. Just quickly, while the race is going on, we can quickly show you what the championship standings will be going into this race. And as you see, Hoyland has actually already jumped ahead of Mannitveld, but John Bailiff is now tied on points with Mannitveld as well. And it's Fretwell that's dropped 3 positions from where he started here tonight. So yeah, there's been a lot of movement going on already. So I'm intrigued to see how this plays out, because Hoyland very much could take the win here and secure that 5th place in the championship. And he missed a race meeting. He was disqualified from a feature race earlier in the season and DNF'd in the Brands Hatch Sprint. So he's not had it all his own way. To be fair, he had a bit of a rough time because he got disqualified from the feature at Silverstone, funnily enough. He then didn't turn up for Thruxton because he was busy. And then in the Alton Park sprint race, you remember, he had that weird incident with Kevin Zemstra where the 2 cars got stuck together, so he was 17th. So he definitely had a bit of a lull in the middle of the championship, and he's managed to turn that around with, even if he doesn't win this, it's just been a great performance tonight.
It really has. And a good way to round out the season. I think that's the positive to take. Obviously, Clio Cup coming up, and then you've got the Oceania Series in a couple of months. Just positives to take forward. And good memories to hold on to in terms of, you know, if you started the season like this and kind of faded away, you're going to be feeling less promising going into a different season, even if you finish in the same championship position. But, you know, finishing strongly can always give you a bit of that moral boost going towards the series that we have coming up and that we are looking forward to over the coming summer. I mean, you know it's the summer in the UK when the conditions outside are almost better than they are in the simulator.
Yeah.
In the winter, it feels like a very long way away, as John Roberts half spins, just about mentioned, told it. It feels like a very long way away when you're commentating in the winter at like 8 o'clock and it's -3 outside, but on the track it's 21 and sunny.
yeah, it does make you a bit jealous, doesn't it? But we do have those broadcasts and those evenings in the summer where we've got the fan on, we're sweating our bag off, and in the sim it's raining, which is quite funny.
Yeah.
Especially in GT3 cars. That is something to look forward to in the CDM Clio Cup as well. It's going to be the first series under the CDM banner to have rain. We're going to have a couple of wet races throughout the season, which I'm really excited for. Should be very interesting. It's going to be done in the way that, because we have 3 races a night in the CDM Clio Cup, the timeline editor on iRacing will be used and set to basically have it so it rains during race 2, and then so race 2 is going to start dry and then get wet, and then the rain is going to stop before race 3. So race 3 will be on a drying circuit to end the night. It should be a really good championship. Race 2 is going to have a reverse grid, and race 3 is going to be the result of race 2. So it's going to be nice and mixed, I think. It's going to be 20-minute sprint races, 3 a night. We're certainly going to be kept on our toes, much like we have been in Formula CDM.
Yep, we have. And Williams going to be getting his toes pretty soon as well. Last time by, what's that last time going to say? 56.1, 55.5. That's 6 more tenths. I mean, they're going to be in slipstream range by the end of this lap, realistically, aren't they?
Yeah.
Matt is going to be feeling the pressure from not just Drake Cranston, not just Sam Fitzpatrick, and the Darrington Francis cars as well. It is 4 cars you don't really want to be seeing approaching you, but if you're going to be in any position at the moment, you want to be in first with 10 minutes to go on the final race of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And considering it's the last race of the season, it's one that you can ride the wave of until the next season. So he's got a long 10 weeks to do that, to score 30 points from the feature and complete your season like that. Very satisfying. Sam Fitzpatrick could have definitely gone for a move there on Jake Cranstone, but he hasn't, and I think we all know why, don't we?
Yep, he's just waiting. He's biding his time. They're waiting towards the end of the race to then spring a bit of a surprise. They don't want to lose it all now and maybe ruin 9.5 minutes worth of fun. But I think they know that they're going to start battling. It's just a matter of when someone decides to flip the switch. And,
pull the pin.
Pull the pin, there you go. Turn it up. Let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, he's already out and about. He's running around like an idiot. He's having zoomies in a minute.
Let the rabbit out of the hat. All of the expressions. You could think of more.
Yeah.
But I won't go on because I'm starting to get bored myself. So we'll wait and see. But it's coming at some point. It's just a matter of when Sam decides to pull the pin.
Well, yeah, as long as the grenade's not in his mouth, it'll be all right, to be honest. So we'll see how he gets on. It reminds me of the old Worms Armageddon games. There was always little weird cutscenes in the menus if you left it long enough. And one of them was this hilarious skit of a worm that could see another one because he was on like the high ground and he could see another guy sort of sitting around. And he thought, well, I've got a grenade here, so it's an easy kill. And he pulled the pin out, but he threw the pin, not the grenade. And there's just this massive explosion on the top of the hill, and it's very funny. Anyway, hopefully no explosions. I was going to say no explosions on top of hills, but there's not really any hills at Silverstone because it rivals Norfolk with flatness. As Sam kicking up the dust. He's done that a few times now, hasn't he? And he's still been able to hold the speed on the exit of the corner, which has been quite impressive.
He has, and he's been able to kind of almost make the slight error, but play it off as if nothing's happened, which is always a good thing to be able to do. 5 cars then, nose to tail, through Brookings and Luffield, with 5 laps to go, including this one. So 4.5 really at this point. I mean, we couldn't really have asked for a better way to end the season with 5 cars fighting for a race win at the most prestigious track in the country to round off a tour of what has been a great journey around some of the best racing circuits that this country has to offer. And of course, I take that back, obviously. I missed that place. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this is approached. Does Stanford actually go now because Matt Hoyland's there has been dragged up to the back? The answer is yes, Chaz.
Yeah, the answer is very much yes. Big yellow car dives out from the inside. Big move through Stowe. I was going to say, you say some of the best circuits that this country has to offer. Why are we coming to Silverstone? Contact between Sam Fitzpatrick and Jake Cranstone. Jake's now sideways. I hope that hasn't damaged the car. That will really... Well, you were saying about letting the cat out of the bag. That had, a phrase that I heard a while ago would be that really shot the fox. Was a phrase that my favourite commentator Charlie Cox would use. Well, that gives Hoyland a little bit of breathing room for this first sector, but the two Darrington Francis cars, they do this quite a lot in these trains, don't they? They're never the cars that are leading these trains. They're always just there, but not the ones making the attack. They sort of sit and wait in the wings. They do have this sort of character about them, don't they? They are very dark black cars, you know, in the matte black sort of stealth fashion. But they are quite shadowy of the other cars. They're just sort of lingering.
Yeah, they're just there for the time being, waiting in the wings, lurking, ready to pounce, ready to spring into act. Oh, stop with this. But Cranston is right there, in case something happens between Matt Hoyland and Sam Fitzpatrick, and I can't remember the last time something happened. Oh yes, that's right. It's about 40 minutes ago when they came together in the sprint race. So there is a little bit of previous. We'll see if it happens again, but Cranston's not waiting around. He's only pushing Sam in towards Maggots and Beckett's. Look at that as they're on their way. He's 2 turns behind the leader, and yet there's a car in between. As they go through Maggots and Beckett's, through Chapel they go. Who's going to get the best exit? I think it's going to be Jake Cranston, and they're all going to converge towards Stowe.
Hoyland moving around a little bit on his way out. Make sure that it doesn't move too much. He had a move left and a move right. It's acceptable as long as it's not too far down the straight that he does so. Cranstone fills the gap as Fitzpatrick goes for the outside line. Hoyland slams the door on him. Cranstone running wide. Fitzpatrick now on the outside as they then head into the final chicane. This time it's Cranstone on the outside line. Sam on the inside. There's not contact this time, and Cranstone is the one that gets the position. Nicely done. What about Lee Aberdeen now? Can he get enough of a run on Fitzpatrick? No. Despite the battle in front, he's just not able to take advantage. 4 3/4 minutes left. 3 laps, we believe. Yeah, Dara?
It will be 3 laps. Exactly. Yes.
Yay. I did something right. Sorry, I was overly surprised. Francois says it's good from Blimpcam, and he's absolutely right. So Francois is one of our series admins now, as he can't race, got tendinitis in his shoulder. But you get to watch it from this angle, and it is very interesting, as we see now Matt Hoyland side by side with Jake Cranstone down towards Brooklands. Cranstone probably wants to get this done, hope that they battle behind him, and then disappear off into the distance. That is a brave move around the outside at Brooklands, but it's a brilliant one. And Cranstone gets the race lead. That was so decisive. Now what's the battle going to be like behind? Because Hoyland really needs to try and hold on and get back in front of Fitzpatrick. He's on the outside line. He's going to get the slipstream. You saw that from Cranstone. That was strategic there, wasn't it? He made sure he gave Hoyland the slipstream to really make this difficult for everyone else.
Yeah, as they're on their way now down in towards Maggots and Beckett's. Cranston leading the train. Zemstra up at the rear, but he's less than half a second away. It's ridiculous how close these guys are, with 2.5, if that, laps to go here at Silverstone. Sam Fitzpatrick keeping very close indeed to the back of Cranston. He's got a great run. He's going to be right up alongside him, possibly past before they get to the corner.
Yeah, he's going to close in really quickly now. Look, here comes the slipstream as they get up into 5th gear. Sam gets the run. He goes to the inside on the way down in towards Stowe. Is he going to make it work? He's going to go all the way to the inside. Cranston gives him loads of room. They've done this a couple of times in the previous race. Oh, a bit of a wiggle. Not quite. Cranstone's going to have the inside line, but what about Sam carrying the speed into there? Is he going to be able to make it work? Yes, he is. Cranstone's going to try and squeeze him to the inside. A little bit of a bounce on the curve. Cranstone gets the power down. Here comes Hoyland around the outside now. Fitzpatrick's got him alongside. Hoyland runs wide. Both the Darrington Francis cars. It's almost just like one black blur just behind this top 3. It's like one big car in Darrington Francis, and now Lee Aberdeen wants a bit of it. Kevin Zemstra wants a bit of it on his teammate as well. All this is helping Jake Cranstone get away. Hoyland back down the inside. No, backs out of that one. Zemstra around the outside of Aberdeen. Doesn't work this time round either. Cranstone will be hoping and praying that Hoyland continues to try attacking Sam. But I think that if Matt wants any form of a chance to win this race, he's going to sort of rein the attack in, because look at the gap already.
Yeah, it's not much at all. Well, I say that. It's been like that at the front. Oh, my word. There's the Aberdeen on the inside of Matt Hoyland. Looking for the move. Can't quite make it in towards Brooklands as they run through Luffield. Matt's going to have to try and keep the racing line because he can't lose out a time to Sam. He's lost even more. 8/10 now is the gap, and that's just ballooned from what it was just a couple of corners ago. Lee's not going to waste any time now, trying to go up the inside down at Cops, and I think, sadly, Matt knows the game's up for him. He's just not got the same amount of pace, and on the penultimate lap, he's dropping away quite quickly.
Yeah, he's just losing out with the tyres now, isn't he? It's really, really starting to struggle. But that, and, well, to be fair, Lee was brutal with his attack. He didn't want to hang around, and, I mean, he might have shot himself in the foot, because I don't think he's going to gain 9/10 back on these two, especially when Sam has now got the slipstream on Jake. So we'll see what he does. He actually goes back down the inside again. Jake said he was surprised when Sam did this in the last race, and Sam's gone and done it again. He is already British champion, so he doesn't have to worry about what he does here, other than not taking Jake off the road. But Cranstone's back down the inside, gets that lead back. So he knows now for this final lap that he can defend it. One more lap to go then in the Formula CDM British Series, and it's here at Silverstone, and it's Jake Cranstone and Sam Fitzpatrick side by side for the race lead. Top two in the championship at the moment. Sam is already champion, nothing to lose, and Jake is throwing everything at this to make sure he stays in front. Lee Aberdeen wants to outscore him in the Drivers' Championship, and they are so close as well, but Lee needs to outscore him by 10. So Jake in the very dark blue car at the front just needs to finish top 5 to finish second in the championship, but he's not going to pass up a win, is he?
No, it's fitting that these three that have been the most consistent across the season are going to be the three that take us home on the final lap here at Silverstone. Cranston defends the inside line from Sam Fitzpatrick in towards Brooklands. He's got a much tighter line into the corner than Sam does, and Lee's just trying to twiddle his thumbs, find that little gap that Sam will create for him by trying to do the alternate line. They'll run their way out towards Woodcote and then Cops, but there's anything going through there for Sam.
Not sure whether Hoyland might even win this race as they weave this way and that way towards Cops. Lee's going to have an unobstructed run through there, but it just doesn't give him the performance mid-corner that he would have wanted. Cranstone's going to hold on to the lead as they head into Maggots and Beckett's. Sam Fitzpatrick's surely going to get a big old slipstream through the hanger straight in towards Stowe. Looks like Cranstone's able to push that car so hard through there. He's really got it dialed in. Look at Lee Aberdeen now on the back of Sam Fitzpatrick. One more run down this back straight, and this is where it's going to be decided. Jake is weaving around this way and that way. He's got to stop moving as the guys now get closer to him. Fitzpatrick's going to go for it down the inside. A few more corners left in this championship, and Fitzpatrick, the crowned champion, wants to carry on and take the final win of the season. He just won the sprint race earlier by a tiny margin, but no, Cranstone's got a slowdown penalty. He'll need to serve that before the flag. He's gone in deep in the chicane. There's surely going to be contact. Sam's had a drama. So too is Lee Aberdeen, who's going to take it because Cranstone's got a penalty. Kevin Zemstra through down the inside. Kevin Zemstra as they crash across the line. I think with the slowdown penalty, Cranstone still won it. I think he's done it, but Zemstra came through down the inside. Oh my word. That was insane. That sums up Formula CDM, right? Goodness.
And for a man who's had so much bad luck in Kevin Zemstra, for the last corner of the championship to go 5th to 2nd
Yeah.
on kind of a straight with a bit of a turn in it, realistically, is what the final quarter is in these cars. It's great. Let's see it again. From Kevin's point of view.
Right.
How far away they are. They're out. They're halfway to Northampton over there.
Yeah, you tell me from here you're going to finish in 2nd place. It's just brilliant. But
and nobody spins.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a shame that Jake went so deep into the chicane. He had to defend it where he could. He just had that bounce on the curb, which is what put Sam wide. He bounces over the curb. Lee hits him. They go left. Kevin goes, all right, I'm going to go right. And then they're 3 wide around the final corner. He just gets a tiny tap there, and then across the line gets turned. Teammate goes through him, and he goes hard into the wall with the 2nd place. Oh, that was utterly mental. Absolutely mental. But, yeah, that's one of the... Aidan Millward getting it right, and through goes Hamilton. It was very much like that, wasn't it? Let's see it again.
Look at the bounce. I mean, he's airborne there, Sam Fitzpatrick. Then they all check up. Kevin just about gets the overlap, then gets through. I mean, Sam would have been screaming at that point, wouldn't he? There's the slight tap. Then Sam goes into Lee. And then Lee goes into his teammate. I don't know how Sam kept it going there, but they cross the line. 1, 2, 3. This is me. And then they just crash over the line. Beautiful stuff.
It's just a massive, massive accident for Zemstra. Like, that's a colossal smack into the Portaloo, isn't it? But good God. We'll have to see what the race actually comes up as like completed in the end. But we've got John Roberts has completed the race. We've got Simon Price is sat on the line. he's doing a burnout to finish the season. Go on, Simon, put it in the wall. Oh, bless him. But that was an absolute joy to watch right to the end. Sam Fitzpatrick is champion. Jake Cranstone did get a slowdown penalty, but I'm pretty sure he served it. I'm sorry if I blew your eardrums off, everybody. But I'm pretty sure that got served right to the end. Kevin Zemstra's just apologised to me for not doing an in-lap. Considering how little of the car was left. Go on, Sam, get it stopped. He got it stopped. But Sam Fitzpatrick is your Formula CDM British champion. That's not pit lane speed.
There we go. Look at him parking it up. Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Oh, let's just have one more look at it. It was so funny to watch. So Cranstone gets a penalty, a slowdown penalty, for running wide there. So he's all four wheels over the white and black area. And he's got to slow it down, but he doesn't really lose any pace. I think when that happens, he's going slowly enough there to serve it. And then, I mean, it's going to look hilarious in the background as them three all just blur into one. And then there's a massive accident between the two teammates. But now is the telling moment, because we're going to open up the graphics and it's going to tell us what the result is. I think Cranstone has got it, because on our timing screen, it doesn't demote people. Jake Cranstone wins.
Hey.
Half a second clear of Kevin Zemstra. I thought Kevin was about to get his first win of the season, and when you were fifth in the penultimate corner, that would have been a hell of a way to do it. Zemstra second, Lee Aberdeen third, Sam Fitzpatrick fourth, with Matt Hoyland fifth. That doesn't tell the full story there for Matt Hoyland. He had a fantastic race all the way through. Eric Manintveld with another great night. Alex Fretwell finished in 7th. John Bailiff was 8th ahead of Harry Seven and Martin Kenyon. John Roberts was 11th. Now let's quickly do the points here. So John Roberts was 11th with 5 points. Danny Weir got 2 points. So they scored 7. And the Mirage guys scored 4. So Mirage Sport just edge it out by 1 point over Cross Development. Matt Hoyland with 15 points for EMKA in that second race will probably beat... No, will he beat EMKA? Because Kenyon got 6 points. We'll have to see what he got in the first race of the night, so bear with me. We are going to do some points live here. Kenyon in that first race just got 1 point. So, yeah, Hikawa Racing have unfortunately lost that to EMKA. And Blade Speed having 10 as well may... Oh, they've just not beaten EMKA. Wow, that's incredibly close. And then further up the order, Wave Racing Tech. Well, Jake Cranstone gets 30 points there. Team Verde only got 8, so they extend their championship as well. Wow, that is pretty amazing. Very, very close indeed. I am just going to also update the championship points so you can see the final standings here, because we don't have drop scores in the last round of the season. And this is how they'll finish. Sam Fitzpatrick on 269 points, with Jake Cranstone second, Lee Aberdeen third, Kevin Zemstra in fourth ahead of Marius Hibmer. Then it was Matt Hoyland moving up to sixth ahead of Eric Manintveld, and John Bailiff in eighth, Alex Fretwell in ninth. Stuart Clark completes the top 10 ahead of Martin Kenyon. Lewis Ward, we haven't seen him for a few rounds, but it was good fun to watch while he was with us. Harry Seven completes the championship in 13th ahead of John Tusting, who tied with John Roberts. Lee Berridge just beating Simon Price, who finishes ahead of Danny Weir. And then the next drivers down, apologies, wrong graphic, where Francois Brandet on 13, Nick Stube on 11, Hayden Miller and Sean Clark. Victor Oliveira and Toby Atkins failed to score. Well, I don't know where to start, to be honest, Dara. That was another amazing season. Plenty of fun and lots of action throughout. Loads of action throughout. We've got lots to look at, but we will just quickly whack some tunes on and we'll see who we can speak to. Is there anybody that you can see in there at the moment that you'd like to speak to? There isn't. I can't see anyone. I don't like any of them.
Well, you've put a man on the screen. So I think you've, I was going to say, I think you were subliminally messaging there, weren't you, Chen?
I wasn't actually. I did it by accident because I can't stand his voice. Hello, Matt Hoyland. Welcome to the commentary box, mate. What a race that was. Talk us through that from your perspective.
Yeah, it was intense, wasn't it? I hope it looked as intense from the outside as it did from the inside. Yeah, first time I've been up there this season. Of course, I do it right at the end. That's where I find the pace. But yeah, I think my mistake was not taking the tyres. I saw Sam was taking on, and I was like, oh great, Sam's going to be like off the back of the pack when I rejoin the pack. Only to realise that in fact I was ahead of the entire pack. I was like, oh god, they're just all going to roll up on me like NASCAR here, and sure enough they did. But by the time they caught me, the tyres were, I think I'd had the best of them. I can only assume most of the other guys took tyres as well. So, but no, pleased with my efforts. A little bit disappointed to get fifth, if I'm honest. I think I had fourth pretty well secured until Sam and I think it was Lee that got together right at the end, and then Kevin picked me to the line. So yeah, it was nice to be in a battle though for a change that wasn't with Alex.
I was going to say you barely saw Alex all night. It must have been a bit of a shame, really. I bet you missed each other.
It's unusual to not see him near me, I'll be honest, but I found other people that had battled just the same as he would. So yeah, I still got my fun.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it. I mean, we've got some of the battling up on screen now, and I mean, you had so much going on throughout that entire race. But you know, it must be quite a confidence boost to have that pace towards the end of the season, knowing now we've got a big gap until the next one. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I know the pace. I've had spurts throughout the 3 series so far where occasionally I've just been on it, and I think it just depends on track massively for me. Obviously, the toes huge around here as well, so it's hard to break away from the pack whether you are. Like, obviously there were times when Jake was leading, who I think ultimately had the best 1 lap pace but just couldn't break away, so that definitely helped me. But there was a specific moment where I took it 3 wide, and I was thinking in the back of my mind before I went to it, I thought, Chaz said don't do anything stupid, and if I do, it's either going to look really good if I can keep it pinned to the inside, which thankfully I did, but if I cause a crash here, he's going to be absolutely fuming.
Well, we've just
but
seen
thankfully I did it.
We've just, funnily enough, seen it in slow-mo, and I'm really proud of you because it ended up working. But it's one of those things, isn't it? You're either a hero or a zero in those moments, but you have to try it, right?
Well, this is it. Like, I've got a run on Jake and Sam, who I haven't had a run on all season.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I back out now, I might not get another go at this. So I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. And yeah, it half paid off. I didn't manage to clear Sam in the end, but it was still good fun.
Well, as long as you're having fun, Matt, that's the main thing. Can we... well, I think you mentioned earlier about re-signing the contract at EMKA, so can we expect to see you again next season, even if it is in, like, 4 years?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I've been promised a flash new paint scheme. It's going to be the best looking car on the grid, apparently, so... Oh, wow. Yeah, and a big pay rise, obviously, so... You know. Yeah. For sure. I think I'll stay there. Stay there for now, but unless something better comes up.
Well, you've done the work of two drivers this season, in fairness to you, and obviously, even with a DQ, a DNF, and missing an entire round, you still got right up there in the championship fight. So, hats off to you, mate. And is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before you go?
Just shout out to guys that I was battling with. For the, I would say it was all very clean, apart from when Sam spun me in race 1, but I'll not mention that.
Oh yeah, nicely done.
But
yeah.
No, just great racing, great fight. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough to fight him at the end, and obviously, big thanks to you for the league. It's been great fun for 3 seasons so far. Looking forward to Cleo's and another round of Formula CDM after that, and thanks to you as well, Dara. Even though I'd never speak to you in interviews, it's always Chaz I speak to.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Next time we interview you, it'll be Dara doing it.
Okay,
cool. Well, thank you very much, Matt. It's been a pleasure to have you on the grid as always, mate, and I'll see you on Forza.
Thank you, boys. I'll catch you later.
Cheers. Oh, he's such a sweat. Right. Lovely to speak to Matt Hoyland. Why don't you take it away, Dara, with a driver that nearly took the fight to him there tonight, but had a difficult first race, not so difficult second race, Mr. Fretwell.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, welcome in. I think highlight to talk about was that start in race 2. Took us through it because you really made up some ground early on, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the initial start in race 2 was pretty much perfect, and then I think the car ahead didn't go away that well, so I had to put a little bit of lock in. As soon as that happened, I got quite a lot of wheel spin, but yeah, so I was basically just doing a bit of a burnout, but yeah, it seemed to keep going forwards, so yeah, it was decent. And then I can't really remember much more of what happened for the first couple of laps, but I think there was a couple of cars sort of ran a bit wide and just started making the most of what was going on ahead of me, and yeah, came out P8, and then yeah, by the time I got into P7, the top 6 had disappeared a little bit and just towing each other around, so I drove by myself pretty much for the rest of the race.
Wasn't the most exciting, but hey, I mean, it's easy to have the fun at the start, at the very least. I mean, how does this car feel around Silverstone? Silverstone's a track that we know very well indeed, but often we're in cars that are a little bit faster than this, or have a bit more power. What were the challenges to adjust to having to drive at this circuit but in this car?
Yeah, I mean, it does feel a little bit lost, and yeah, like I say, if you lost the toe, which I did, there's not much you could do, because a lot of it was sort of aero limited high speed stuff. It's a pretty similar pace, and yeah, just sort of stuck back there. But a couple of tricky bits. Obviously, the final couple of corners with those big curbs, it's quite a challenge. But yeah, beyond that, it's pretty much like oval racing.
Yeah, there was the reason that everyone came in pretty much at the same time. You couldn't save any fuel. Looking forward, obviously, we've got the Oceania series coming up. I'm guessing you're involved, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I just thought I'd double check just in case you weren't running off somewhere for like 6 months. But it looks like a good calendar. Very different in terms of the characteristics what we've seen in the British Series. What are you most looking forward to when we get towards that, Japanese and Australian calendar?
Yeah, obviously some very different tracks that I don't imagine many people will have driven this car and track combination. Bathurst, I think, it's got to be the big one.
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah, that straight's going to be fun. But well done, regardless, Alex. It's been a really consistent season for you generally, and a good result in the championship to cap it off. Before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just the pair of you as always, and Francois now in the background, lurking there. No, obviously, great job all season, and I know how hard it is to put this sort of thing on. So, yeah, credit to both of you.
Yeah, cheers, Alex. Congratulations for getting through the season. Enjoy the break, and hope we'll see you soon.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Well, there we go. Alex Fretwell having a very interesting season, to say the least. I want to speak to one of the drivers from Cross Development, Danny Weir, jumping in the box. Danny, great to see you, mate. Real shame in the teams championship, but you guys had a good thing going there, didn't you? You had a good little scrap going on, and just 1 point between the two, we've calculated. It doesn't get much closer than that, right?
I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. I just had a bit of a collision with Martin, half spun, and then he couldn't get out of the way of it. And yeah, my typical go-to move. And I was up in P8, which really annoyed me. And then to see as well that them two both had a massive crash at the start, it would have been an easy win. But hey ho.
That's the trials and tribulations of motorsport sometimes, right? It looked like one of them nights and one of them seasons, really. But it seemed like you're always in a scrap somewhere, despite the fact we're watching very slow-mo footage of you very much on your own.
On my own, completely. You see that, hear radio in the car going, "Take me home, country road." But yeah. Yeah, do you know what? It's just sort of the brilliance of this league, actually. There's a lot of people you can battle with. I know John said it in his interview mid-race, mid-session, and I wasn't eavesdropping or anything, you know. I wasn't like trying to see where you mentioned me or anything. But no, as he said, like, we all have close battles, and as I said, you got the supercars, super quick cars at the beginning, then you got the mid-pack, and then you got us kind of trailing for that 13th, so 2 or 3 points kind of area. So it was a great fun to have someone to battle with throughout the season, not just on my own all the time. So yeah, it's always a good laugh. And these cards are just chaotic. There's so much fun every week.
Yeah, they do look like good fun to drive. I've done a few laps testing some of the circuits, and it really is a strange little Formula car because normally they're either on rails or in a barrier, and this car you can still slide it around and have a bit of fun with it like it's a touring car or something.
Yeah.
So it's a proper laugh. But can we...
The contact part.
Oh, yeah, the contact's not fun. Can we rely on you to be in the Oceania series? You know, if that's... does that tickle your fancy at the moment?
Definitely back for that. Just finding out which team are going to sign my contract. Tempted to stay with cross development, but obviously I'm eager to see the new designs for the cars.
Yeah.
And if there's actually going to be a nice blue car on the grid, I might, be tempted to have a little dip back into the blue car. But we'll have a look and see. I'm definitely coming back. It's just if I'm wearing red or if I'm going to be trying a different suit, I don't know yet.
Well, we certainly look forward to it either way, Danny. Thank you once again for joining us. Is there anyone you'd like to give a mention to before you go?
Yeah, to you guys, obviously. Chaz for these leagues. I can't wait for the Clio Cup. That's going to be another one I'm really looking forward to. So I can't wait for that one. Yeah, Dara, obviously, for always, I know, or being tied to the chair, but always being there. But yeah.
I'm just looking for the key to the padlock now, actually.
No, leave it. What's 10 weeks between friends? You can stay there. But yeah, big shout out to Matt and all the DXD lot, Matt, Martin, Sean. Obviously, Sean's missed a couple of races because he's been sunning himself. But yeah, again, just thanks to everyone, really.
Well, lovely to speak to you as always, Danny. Thank you very much for being a part of it, mate. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in the Clios in a few weeks.
Yeah, see you soon.
Cracking stuff. And one quick and final interview, Dara, with a driver that's been really consistent. And we don't always do a sort of most improved driver or anything like that because, I mean, we don't want it to be condescending or anything, but I'm sure you'll agree with a high score this season. Martin Kenyon has had a belter of a season compared to previous.
Yeah, he really has. And welcome in, Martin. I'm glad Chaz is giving you the award rather than me. I mean, first of all, how was the evening? Because it was a much different circuit to what we've been used to over the course of the season.
I don't particularly like this track, to be fair, but I appreciate the compliment for saying I've improved a bit. I think I have done myself, getting consistent top 10s in all the feature races in the season. And I think I finished in the top 10 overall in standings at the end of it.
I believe so,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly, so a really good finish for you. I mean, what are the positives that you're taking from the season as a whole, looking forward to our next CDM event?
It's just my pace overall, generally. Just I've found some decent pace. I've been able to use that pace at every track, so I think I should be doing fairly well in the Oceania series when that comes about. So I hope to improve a bit more, but I think I'm doing quite well.
Yeah, and that's always positive to take. And it's always good to be able to see those improvements that you're making over the course of the season and looking forward. Are you joining us for the Clio Cup coming up soon? That's going to feel different, isn't it, to these cars? Is it a challenge you're looking forward to?
I'm just doing it for a bit of fun. I know I'm going to be slow because I just don't like front wheel drives. I don't do very well in DCRs or all like that. So the Clios with a bit less power and a bit less grip will be even worse for me, but it's going to be fun.
Okay, so then maybe a little bit more excitement at looking at the Oceania series, right? Okayama, Fuji to start in a couple of months' time. Do you feel like you can, keep up this kind of momentum, maybe push top 6, top 7 in the championship come season 4?
Well, we all know the top 5 or so are pretty much aliens. They're on another level. Like, not just another level, but like another 2 levels above that level. So I think if I can get I know I've got top 10s in me now. Maybe if I can get top 8s, top 7s, I'd be fairly pleased with that. It just depends who we're getting, because every season we've had different drivers in. Some drivers are coming and are a bit slower than you. So other drivers, they just come in and they're up there at the top. So it's sort of, you don't know where you're going to be until after the first few rounds, to be fair.
Exactly, but it's always good to have those aspirations that you're looking forward to. And yeah, we wish you the best. Before we let you go, Martin, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to in the broadcast?
You and Chaz, obviously, for putting on such a great broadcast. I'd like to thank my teammate who unfortunately had an injury. about a few weeks ago and couldn't finish out the season, but I know he's took up another role besides you guys. So, and I'd like to thank all the people who I sit in chat with: Danny, Matt, Marius on occasions, Stu Bear, and Sean.
Well said. And anyone left out, I'm sure, will be sending through the invoice in the mail. So we look forward to that. Cheers, Martin. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, enjoy the break, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, there we go, Dara. That is going to be the end of the season. I really, really didn't mean for it to look like it did when I brought up the graphic, just to show Martin he wasn't in the top 10 in the championship. But yeah, that was a wild way to end the season, wasn't it? Obviously, the results are still, well, semi sort of provisional because the number of incidents and things for us to look at before declaring the final result. But no drop scores or anything to think about, so we don't have to consider where's the driver's worst result, what have they done. It's all pretty well laid out at this point, but it's been a hell of a championship once again, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a great season. 8 rounds of really exciting racing, set up really nicely as we go in towards our Clios and then in towards the Oceania series as well. And very much looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the coming months. But I think we know the drivers they're going to be expecting to do well.
Yeah, definitely. It's an amazing quality at the front end of the order in particular. There's some of the driving is just amazing, as we've seen tonight. Thanks once again to FIREBAT GLASS, the specialists in bespoke ornamental and scientific glassware, for their support of the championship. Thank you also to ABRUZZI, the online e-commerce shop, providing sim racers and flight simmers with the best hardware on the market. I am also an affiliate of ABRUZZI, so if you buy anything from them, make sure you do so from my affiliate link, which is in the description. Massive thank you to Francois. I don't know if you want to just quickly say hello, mate. Francois is our series admin now, and he's in the commentary box tonight. Have you enjoyed your evening?
Yeah, I did. And I actually wanted to jump in and have just a few words for everybody to thank you, Chaz, for, I think I speak with everybody when I said we've all been very appreciative of everything that you put up in terms of the racing standards and stuff like that. Obviously on my end, from a very immature driver turned admin, I think I can only be appreciative of what you are and the level of pro that you put into everything you're doing. So thank you for everything. And yeah, I'm quite happy to be still around to help. Even though my shoulder is completely shattered, but you know, life, it is what it is. But yeah, you are one of the greatest, Chaz, so keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and thank you for jumping in as series admin. We look forward to what we have coming up, of course, in the CDM Clio Cup, which will be round the corner. We have 10 weeks now until Formula CDM will be back on your screen, but keep an eye out in case we have a special event on the way. Sam Fitzpatrick now back-to-back champion. Can he do the same when we head to Oceania? Will he even turn up because he doesn't like Fuji? We'll have to wait and see. But as for now, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you once again, Dara, for another fantastic season. In fact, Dara, any final words from you other than to tell me to loosen the chains?
I thought I'd never get a chance. I mean, I know how much you're paying me, but God, for what Francois said, I want that rate, to be honest with you. But he's right. No, it's great. And it's been a great season all the way through. And like I said earlier, I kind of just show up. I piggyback off all the work you do. So fair play to you.
No, it's an absolute pleasure every time, mate. We have a really, really good laugh. And yeah, hopefully everybody enjoys it at home as much, if I could speak English, as much as we do up here in the commentary box. That is it for now, though. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you back for Formula CDM in 10 weeks' time. But for now, keep an eye on Chaz Draycott Media for the upcoming CDM Clio Cup, for which we have a trailer that we'll show you just now. But for now, from all of us here in the box, it's goodbye. It's time for another new iRacing series from Chaz Draycott Media. For the last few years, the focus has been on the British Boring Car Championship, Formula 1, and more recently, Formula CDM. But it's time to build a roof over our heads, quite literally. Introducing the CDM Clio Cup. equal machinery, tight racing, and a level playing field, this is going to be a series where talent does the talking. Sign-ups open on the 2nd of June 2026.